Warm welcome to Babycode free TOEFL sessions. I'm Tanu Virmani, an IDP certified trainer and a TOEFL and TESOL certified trainer. So I'm back with my live session number 7 for the reading module, and it's about prose summary questions. So we have covered all the topics for the reading module, whether it is factual information questions and negative factual information questions, rhetorical and inference questions, vocabulary questions, insert text questions, and now we are covering up prose summary questions. Now, what are prose summary questions? What do we call them? And what you're supposed to do here is, let's talk about it in detail. Summary questions, they ask you, what the test taker has to do here is they have to identify sentences that best express the major ideas and critical information also, which is included in your passage, right? So nearly every passage will have these questions at the end. Now you will be provided with the summary statement of the reading passage and 6 answer options. All of the answer choices will contain information that was in the passage, and they will be paraphrased, so they don't have the exact same meaning. Incorrect choices will have some error in details. You can like making false statements about the information or state an accurate but unimportant detail. So these questions are always written as follows. You can see on my screen. So these questions are always written as follows: directions and introductory statement for a brief summary of the passage is provided below. Complete the summary by selecting 3 answer choices that express the most important ideas in the passage. So what you're supposed to do here is you have to complete this summary by selecting the 3 answer choices, right? And those 3 answer choices will express the most important idea in your passage. Some sentences, they do not belong in the summary because they express ideas that are not presented in the passage or are having only minor details in the passage, right? Your job, your task is that you have to drag and drop your answer choices to the space below. Click on an answer choice if you would like to remove it, and this question is worth 2 points. So you will always be finding 3 answer choices for your summary. Now, how we are going to answer this reading summary questions, this prose summary questions step by step, I'm going to help you recognize that how you can recognize this type of question, how you can manage your time, and how to eliminate the incorrect choices also. So we will be following the 5 steps here. The very first step is identify it as a summary question. The very first thing is you need to know that, yes, is this a summary question or not? Second sentence, that means second step which you need to follow is read the topic sentence and figure out the main idea. Third is you have to eliminate choices that are not directly related to the topic sentence. Fourth is eliminate choices that seems like details. And the fifth one is go back to this text, especially the topic sentences. So let's do this. We'll quickly run down the most important points which you need to consider whenever you are answering the summary questions, right? Now expect that 1 to 2 TOEFL reading summary questions on the test day. You will be getting 1 to 2. Located at the end of the questions for a given text. It is always at the end of the questions and it is worth 2 points. Most other questions are worth only 1, but this is worth 2 points. Allocate between 2 to 3 minutes to answer each question, right? So let's go through the steps. Very first step is identify it as a summary question. Now, one way which you can which is going to help you to save your time is when you are answering these TOEFL reading questions is to skip the directions. Do not look for the directions, right? The instructions are always same. So do not read it or just save your time, right? Instead of reading that, because you will be getting the same. Summary questions are always worded like this. You can see here. An introductory statement for a brief summary of the passage is provided below. Complete the summary by selecting 3 choices that express the most important ideas of the passage. Some sentences do not belong in the summary because express ideas are not presented in the passage or are minor ideas. This question is worth 2 points. So this is the direction. This is the basic instructions which will be provided in the beginning of the question. So take the time to read and understand these directions carefully if you haven't. So you can skip them on the text day. If you already know about these directions before, you can skip it on the text day. You want to conserve your time, direct your focus to the actual question, right? Now, second step is you have to read the topic sentence and you have to figure out the main idea. Now you know how to identify the type of question, right? Beside the fact that they are very last of the given question, they always have the same direction. So you can skip it. Now let's look at an example from the passage, speciation, right? So see here, for over a century, biologists have been trying to understand and define mechanism for speciation. Now there are given 6 points, right? You can see here there are 6 choices, A, B, C, D, E, and F. Since the instructions are always same, let's cut them out and we'll concentrate on the question part, right? Now we are going to start eliminating the choices. What we'll do is we will eliminate the choices, right? Without even reading the passage. Instead of reading the passage, we are going to focus only on the topic sentences and we will figure out the main idea. Now, topic sentence says, for over a century, biologists have been trying to understand and define the mechanism for speciation. Now, try to simplify that sentence, that what you are going to understand. Identify the keywords also. Keywords are the most important words in the given sentence that can be nouns, verbs, adverbs, right? So simple topic sentence like biologists have been trying to understand speciation for a while. Now this is the most important step because the entire step-by-step process will help you understand that how you're going to answer this. So proper identification of main idea of topic sentence will guide you so that you can find out your correct answer, right? Now let's go through each possible choice together. And when analyzing an option, you should ask yourself, does this directly relate to the topic sentence or not, right? Your topic sentence here is, for over a century, biologists have been trying to understand and define the mechanism for speciation, right? Now we will be eliminating the choices that are not directly related to the topic sentence. First one, again, we are only focusing on topic sentence, not the passage. So make sure you are understanding this part. We are guiding you to use it as a guide, and what options we choose and what we eliminate. Now, what topic sentence was that biologists have been trying to understand speciation for a while. Now, see here, the first one. The definition of species is a group of organisms that have the capacity to interbreed. Now, do you think it can be the one he's talking about related to the topic sentence? No, because it is talking about the definition of species. And that has nothing to do with speciation, right? There is nothing related to speciation. They are talking about, because it's all about a definition of species. So I'm going to eliminate my A1. Let's look at the second option. Biologists have organized the mechanism for speciation into 2 categories, allopatric and sympatric. So now he's talking about biologists, right? So it has a relation related to speciation and elaborating it on without getting so much detail, right? So I'm not making a final decision, but yes, I'm keeping it as an option, the B1, because it's talking about speciation, the mechanism of speciation. Let's see the C option. C option says, on the origin of species, Darwin theorized that speciation process was a branching event. Now, again, I'm not sure, but yes, he's talking about speciation, and it is also referring to Darwin's book. So I'm just keeping C also. D option, an example of an event that leads to allopatric speciation is the form of new branch of a river. So this sentence is about speciation, but it is having too detailed for summary response because he's talking about allopatric speciation and the branch of a river also. So I'm just keeping it as an option again, right? In the next step, we are going to eliminate the options and review also. Now, E1 talks about certain species like flying species can carry on multiple gene pool as they travel between population. Now, this is an example which is only focusing on the types of species like flying species, right? And how it is carrying on like multiple gene pool also. So it does not connect to our topic statement, right? Next one, sorry. The second category of speciation mechanisms state that speciation can occur when individuals live and breed in the same location. So this one is also connected to our topic statement and does not include many details, but yes, talking about the speciation mechanism, right? So see, there will be times when you're looking at the topic statement and can't eliminate a single possible choice. That is okay. That doesn't work 100% all the time. But this is a strategy which you need to apply and focus on the topic sentence, relate to the options that are connected to it, right? So we are keeping F, we are keeping D, we are keeping C, and we are keeping B. So B, C, D, and F. We are keeping these four options. Now what we are supposed to do is we are supposed to eliminate choices that seems like details. Summary questions are asking you to only summarize the passage, right? So be sure to eliminate options that are too specific. For example, if there was a reading passage about university and the subtopics are like university's general history, university's current student population, or a university's degree program, right? A summary would not contain specific details about each of these categories. For example, university was founded in 1867. There were currently 2367 undergraduates, and the creative writing degree program includes a creative writing 101 course taught by Professor Elliott on the Tuesdays, right? So summary would never contain the specific detail. So you should keep in mind that summary question, they ask you to summarize the passage. Now let's look at the differences. Let's go back to our question and we have eliminated A and E. Let's look at B, C, D, and F and see if they are in detail or not. So look at B, C, D, and E. B says that biologists have organized the mechanism for speciation into two categories. So he's talking about categories in detail, allopatric and sympatric, right? Our topic sentence was that biologists have been trying to understand the speciation for a while. They're trying to understand. But the first sentence, that B, which we have selected, they're talking in detail here, right? Second one, read the second one, the C1, D, and F. So you can see here that C is also talking about the origin of subspecies, but the speciation process was a branching event. Then an example that event lends to the allopatric speciation. Now this is again bit detail, I would say, right? And the F1, the second category of speciation mechanism. So first one, he's only talking about biologists that they have organized mechanism, right? C is also fine, but D is detail of allopatric speciation, Not talking about biologists and only speciation, but the detail one. So it sounds like a detail would follow a paragraph about allopatry, right? So I could be wrong also, but I'm leaving it now, the D option. So B, C, and F. I'm keeping these four now. Now let's go back to the text, especially the topic sentences. I'm going back and then reading again. So remember, this question is supposed to be summary of a reading passage. We haven't looked at the passage yet. We have already eliminated two choices. So let's have an image like you can see here, the passage. So once you complete reading this passage, you can have a look at this passage. One advantage you have on the test day is that by the time you read the summary question, you will have read the entire passage. The sentences which are highlighted here are the introductory sentences, right? The sentences which are highlighted here are the introductory sentences to the each body paragraph, and they are designed to introduce the topic, basically a subtopic that will be elaborated on further with details in the given paragraph. The first sentence of most body paragraph does not include detailed information, which is what makes them idea. So for example, I see choice D, including some of the text from the introductory sentence of the third body paragraph. A new example of an event allopatric speciation is the formation of. So this doesn't mean D is correct because that is more likely to be important, right? So all of these steps are a part of strategy. A strategy does not always lead to victory, but it is an intelligent way to get there, right? It leads you to there, right? So in summary, let's talk in detail now. So what on earth is correct to this speciation part? In the end, I had to go with B, C, and F. B1, biologists have organized the mechanism. C, Darwin theorized the speciation process. And the F1, this. Even though D was a part of introductory paragraph, it still go cut because the other three choices have a better summary of the main idea, right? So you will eliminate two choices and be left with four plausible answers. You have to pick the three you believe that they are best summarizing the passage and the topic sentence, right? So I hope now you got an idea that how you're supposed to uh, do this prose summary questions. So visit our Babycode application or the YouTube so that you can watch our live sessions. Be on track with us, master your power of English, and keep practice, keep learning for the prose summary question. Any doubts, any queries, you can type here in the chat box, right? Shape your destiny. Any problem, do let me know. Do the star rating so that I can cover something new if you want me to. You can type in the comment section that, ma'am, please cover this session. I'm going to create a session on that. Okay. So please practice again, I would say. And thank you so much for watching a live session. Bye bye. Take